Tippecanoe County is seeing an increase in suicides. And while the pandemic may be partially to blame, there is another factor to consider. News 18's Samantha Tiki spoke with the president of Mental Health America today. She says a lack of access to treatment could also be contributing to the increase.
Is scary. It's very scary.
Tippecanoe County Coroner Carrie Costello says suicides have increased 150% in the first 4 months of 2021. The county reported 15 suicides since January. That's compared to 6 in the same span of 2020. Costello says it's hard for their office to pinpoint the exact reason.
We just don't have the staff to get in and analyze the data at this time. But if I had to think about it, I would contribute some of this to the pandemic.
Mental Health America President Brandy Christensen agrees.
It would make sense that people are feeling lonely and isolated, and then there's anxiety about reentry.
However, she says there's another variable to factor in.
We in the field have referred to the mental health crisis as the pandemic before the pandemic.
Christensen says calls to the crisis hotline have increased. In 2019, there were 3,600 calls with 84 suicide assessments. Calls jumped to 7,600 with 840 assessments in 2020. This year, there were 1,100 calls and 200 assessments in the month of March alone.
The calls have increased, and more importantly, the severity of the calls.
Christensen says access to mental health care is sparse because of a need for clinicians.
It takes many years to become licensed. There are a lot of red tape barriers where would-be clinicians have to pay for multiple licenses.
She says sometimes those contemplating suicide may have to wait up to 12 days to get in to see a mental health care professional. Christensen says MHA is working right now to create interim programs to help those clients while they wait for treatment.
If they are experiencing a crisis, I do not want them to wait. I want them to utilize the crisis center, and if they need help getting into a stabilization unit, please just call and we'll take care of them.
Samantha Tiki, News 18.
Now, if you or someone you know is contemplating suicide, you can call 765-742-0244. We also have a link to mental health resources on our website, WLFI.com.